Hello, and welcome to the High Altitude Investing live stream. Today is Friday, August 30th, and I'm super excited about today's stream. Normally we do them on Saturdays. In fact, even in my comment section, I had a couple people requesting coins, and I was like, you know what? Meet me on Saturday at 10 a.m. for the live stream. And basically, I totally didn't realize that I had my family reunion this weekend. So we're going to do the live stream today instead and talk a little bit about what's coming in crypto, what to expect in the markets, and what we're going to see from here. So it's going to be a really good stream today. Super excited to be meeting here with you today and doing a little live stream and talking about crypto. And also, you guys, just so you know, we've got big things coming in the market, so let's go ahead and start talking about Bitcoin first and foremost and what's coming for the Bitcoin markets. So there's a lot of big things coming for crypto and a lot of big things coming for Bitcoin. A lot of people don't see what's about to happen, so let's talk about that. So first of all, I want to point out that Bitcoin is in a very big broadening channel. So if you're measuring from the wicks of this channel, you can see that Bitcoin does have descending resistance and descending support. So this is a bit of a broadening channel here on Bitcoin. Most channels don't broaden. A lot of channels are, well, actually, it's not that most channels don't broaden. It's just that your common channel, the one that most people know about, is just a regular downward channel where both the resistance levels and the support levels are the same, right? A broadening channel looks a little bit different where the resistance and the support levels are actually expanded. So you can see that it's a little bit broadening as price goes down the channel. Now, a broadening channel is going to shake a lot of people up, especially on that final swing down to that lower point in the channel where it really shakes a lot of people out on that final downswing. And that's exactly what happened here with Bitcoin. You can see we have a broadening channel. We have our first support level. We come all the way up to resistance. A lot of people were bullish up here. And I was watching for a correction up here. I shorted Pepe, shorted Bitcoin, made quite a bit of money on the way down here. Then we reached closer to the bottom of this channel. I went bullish again. The market went all the way up here. And up here at the top, I was expecting a breakout of resistance. Well, actually, I was expecting a little bit of a correction up here, but mainly I was expecting the market to break out and keep going up. So what I was looking for was just something like this, a little correction and then a breakout and pushing up through resistance. That was my trading plan at the time. But we did go all the way back down to the bottom of this channel. Now, for me, I'm still bullish on Bitcoin. I'm very bullish on the Bitcoin markets. A lot of people, when this crash happened, they flipped bearish. You know, a lot of people were bullish up here, and now they're really bearish for super low targets just because Bitcoin came back down to the bottom of this channel. But let's talk a little bit about what I'm seeing, why Bitcoin is still bullish and why I think Bitcoin is going to break out here and keep going higher. So basically, we did reject off this resistance and go lower than I initially expected here for Bitcoin off of this resistance level. I thought this was going to be the bottom here on Bitcoin. We did go a little bit lower here and we tested the $4,900 level. I thought this 53K level would be our bottom here. But we actually went a little bit lower to 49K and tested this liquidity area right here, which is a major area of liquidity. That major area of liquidity is super, super important because that's going to be a very key support and resistance flip in the bigger time frame. As you can see that we rejected off 73,000 and came back down and found support here at 49,000. And we did have a very strong recovery. In fact, we went all the way up to 65,000 per coin. So let's talk a little bit about what can happen here. So this is called a 3 dives pattern. 3 drives, excuse me, not 3 dives. For some reason I say that sometimes. It's called a 3 drives pattern. And basically the market pulls back, it bounces back up, it pulls back down again, it bounces back up again, and it pulls down again. So you have 3 drives down. Now, if we go back over to Bitcoin, you can see that's exactly what happened. We have our first drive down right here. Then we have our second drive down right here. And our third drive down right here. So we have a 3 drive pattern here on Bitcoin. It's also a bullish broadening wedge. So this is actually a bullish pattern. This is generally a corrective pattern that happens inside of bull markets. So you get this correction down where you have 3 sharp corrections. A lot of people are obviously going to get shaken out on that final correction. A lot of people will switch bearish. A lot of people will get shaken up by the market and not realize that the market's going to go higher because of that final correction down. And also a lot of people won't expect it. Even some professionals will get shaken up on, or at least they won't expect the correction before it happens. A really good professional isn't going to switch bearish here. It's about the last thing they're going to do. But they might not have predicted the swing from 68 down to 49. Like I said, I thought Bitcoin was just going to pull back here to about 59 and then break out again and keep going higher. But it did actually swing below this $53,000 level and test 49,000 per coin. But that's totally okay. We have a big picture trading plan. We know what's happening in the market. We're certainly not going to switch bearish now like everybody else, like the whole crowd. One of the things that I was talking about over here when Bitcoin was at 70,000 up here, before the summer correction that I was talking about how we'd have a correction over the summer, was that everybody was too bullish up here at 70,000. The ETF got approved, everybody was expecting a huge breakout, and a lot of bullishness in the market. One of the things I talked about was that when the correction actually occurs, what we're going to see is everybody switch bearish at the bottom. Just like how they were too bullish up here, they're going to be too bearish down here. And that is what I'm seeing in the market right now. There's a lot of people that are really bearish on crypto. And they don't understand. They don't have eyes to see or ears to hear. And so they're missing the truth that's right in front of their face. And that's market sentiment. You know, when you have a lot of people that are bullish and very greedy, you should probably be a little bit weary of investing, you know, not just putting all your money in. When you have a lot of people that are bearish and fearful and expecting lower lows, then you should definitely be greedy. You should be picking up as much as you possibly can. Right now, we do see a lot of people that are bearish, that are fearful, that are concerned about a big correction, about Bitcoin going to 30K, about altcoins seeing new all-time lows. There's a lot of FUD, a lot of fear. Now is the time to be greedy. People have switched, just like how they were too bullish up here. Now, if you try to tell people it's bullish down here, right? I was trying to tell people it was bearish up here. I got hate comments, literally just torn apart. Half of the comments got deleted, by the way. People edited and deleted their comments later, I noticed. Why? Because I was bullish. I was bearish up here where everybody else was bullish. I was expecting a correction. It made everybody mad. That's market sentiment. They were not willing to be open-minded to the market going a different direction than what their bias was showing. They were too invested, too bullish, and when somebody was bearish up here, where it was clearly overextended in the short term, they didn't want to hear it. And I'm getting a little bit of the same thing down here. When Bitcoin tested this level, people thought I was crazy for being bullish. And again, right here, a little bit of people are getting a little bit mad at me for being bullish on Bitcoin. It's just the other way around now. Instead of me being bearish and them being bullish, now I'm bullish and they're bearish. Okay, so that's market sentiment. You're going to have the majority of the crowd are going to be especially angry and emotionally charged if you tell them something that they don't want to hear. And a lot of times that thing they don't want to hear is the truth, right? People don't like to hear the truth. People just think, oh, I just want fairy tales and I want to be told what I want to hear. That's why politicians do so good, right? Because they tell people what they want to hear. And that's why preachers a lot of times people don't like, because they tell people what they don't want to hear, you know? So sometimes I probably sound like a politician and a preacher because I'm telling you guys how bullish the markets are and everybody's scared and they're fearful. And so they're like, you're just telling me what I want to hear. Well, no, not really. I'm trying to tell you what the truth is, right? So this is called a broadening wedge pattern here on Bitcoin. And not a broadening wedge, a broadening channel. Broadening channel pattern. And you can see that these channels can be different directions. Here's a great example of a descending broadening wedge. Okay? So this is a very bullish pattern here. And you can see that's exactly what Bitcoin looks like right now. You know, you have your first drop down, your bounce up, your second drop down, your third bounce up, and your fourth drop down. A lot of people are going to be really bearish here, really scared. And, you know, they're going to be pretty fearful that the market's going to go a lot lower, especially down to 30K. Now, I'm not at all opposed to Bitcoin retesting even 55K, right? Just going a little bit lower here as it picks up support. But going down to 30K, that's definitely not something I see coming in the market for a lot of different reasons. But mainly, one of the main reasons is because the fact that Bitcoin is in a massive uptrend. And when you're in a massive uptrend, you want to buy the dips. You want to buy the bottom of these corrections. And by the way, those corrections are most often going to have some type of zigzag structure. So what I mean by that is the market's not just going to go like this. There's always going to be bounces in the market along the way down, right? And down here is very undervalued. The idea that the market's just going to go straight down, that's people thinking irrationally. You know, we're down from 74,000 down to 49,000. That's a pretty big swing down, right? The idea that it's just going to go straight down with no bounces or anything is irrational. So that's one reason. The other reason is we're in a big, giant bullish flag pattern. So a bullish flag, broadening wedge, right? Broadening descending wedge. And we also have a cup and handle pattern here on Bitcoin as well. So you can see that we have a bullish continuation pattern. So the cup and handle is a bullish continuation pattern. This cup and handle suggests that Bitcoin is going to see more upside. A very, very common bullish continuation pattern. In fact, Bitcoin isn't the first thing that's done this. I've seen this pattern over and over again. In fact, back in 2017, I made a lot of money trading this cup and handle pattern because it popped up all the time back in 2017, and it was really, really common back then. And it's actually becoming more common again in crypto today. And that's partly because the market conditions, even though people don't want to believe it right now, but they'll believe it when they see it. Because most people don't understand that you have to believe before you see, right? But they'll believe it when they see it. But the market conditions are becoming a lot more like 2017. And in 2017, the market was just uber bullish. It was ridiculous. Every day was just awesome. You wake up, you have more money in your wallet, you have more money everywhere. Like it's just pouring down upon everything. It was a lot like 2021, but even more pronounced, more parabolic. There was coins going, EMC squared did 250,000% in like a month or something. Okay. Just insane market conditions. So we're getting into that phase again, but a lot of people don't believe it right now. In that phase of 2017 bullish market conditions, all there were was cup and handle patterns everywhere, and they were extremely profitable. Over here on the right, you can see gold, and over here on the left, you can see Bitcoin. This cup and handle pattern is exactly like what I've seen back in 2017 in the crypto markets, and it's exactly like what we see over here with gold. And by the way, Bitcoin trades like digital gold. People look at Bitcoin as digital gold. So the fact that Bitcoin is making the same patterns as gold is no surprise. Bitcoin trades like a commodities market. Commodities markets, if you go to the Elliott Wave Wikipedia page and do a little bit of studying, you'll find that fifth waves are most often extended in commodities markets. So that fifth wave is going to be extended in the commodities market. Now, that's gold, silver, oil. They have extended fifth waves. Well, guess what happens in crypto? The fifth wave is extended. So if you don't know what a fifth wave is, this is just one example of how the crypto markets and the commodities markets are very similar. The only difference being crypto is moving a lot faster on smaller time scales. So it's kind of more lucrative because you don't have to wait as long, right, as you will with gold or silver. Now, I'm all for gold and silver. I think they're great investments, like really good investments. But crypto is more profitable and quicker. So if you can learn how to play crypto, you're going to make a lot more money than you will trading gold and silver. So you can see here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and a fifth wave normally looks like this. Here, we'll move it out of the way, like this. Okay, over here on the right on my screen, you can see how I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves up. Most of the time, a fifth wave just stops like this, right? You have a 1, 2, the 3 wave is bigger than the 1 wave, and the fifth wave is like, not very big. Well, in commodities markets like gold and silver, and you can look at this because there's research done on this. This isn't just random stuff. This is actual fact. Fifth waves in commodities markets like gold, silver, oil are extended. Gold just started a fifth wave, by the way. In the big picture, it's going to be huge, right? Of course, there'll be corrections along the way up, but gold just started its fifth wave in the big picture. It's not going to be cut off like this. In commodities markets, the fifth wave is extended. So the fifth wave ends up being bigger than even wave 3 or wave 1. So you get this massive extended fifth wave. That's how commodities markets trade. Now, if we go over to Bitcoin here, you can see that historically Bitcoin does the exact same thing as commodities markets. You can see that we have wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, and look how big that fifth wave is. It's extended. It's bigger than a normal fifth wave would be. Here's a normal fifth wave. In the smaller time frames, in the smaller cycles, crypto does a normal fifth wave, right? Here's a smaller cycle, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Normal size fifth wave. It's not extended, right? Because that's a microcycle. But in the macro cycle on crypto, you always get these big extended fifth waves. Now, what you guys don't know about this, and this is something that you can learn today and probably be really glad that you did learn, we're going to delete a bunch of these drawing tools here and just leave the extended fifth wave. So over here, here's an example of an extended fifth wave on the chart. You can see wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, and boom, this huge extended fifth wave. Just obliterates wave 3. Makes wave 3 and wave 4 look like nothing. Okay, that's what happened in 2017. Was an extended fifth wave. Now, if you look at the total crypto market cap today, what you're actually going to find is that we have wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, and we just started a fifth wave. Now, crypto trades like commodities markets. So, how many of you guys think that when we go into mass adoption, we're just going to hit 3 trillion in total market cap and then dump again? This is the mindset most people have right now. Oh, we just started a new cycle, get ready for it to pump and then die. That's what most people are thinking, right? That's what most people have in their mind, that that's what's going to happen. Very few people, only intelligent investors that actually know what they're doing, realize this fifth wave will be extended. And by the way, this is a perfect support and resistance flip for wave 4 and wave 1 on the total market cap. This follows all of the Elliott wave theory rules perfectly. Even wave 3 most often has the most volume. Why? Because big institutions pick it up crazy in wave 3 and wave 4, especially in wave 4 where it's undervalued. Look how much volume there is in wave 3. This follows every single rule of Elliott wave theory perfectly. Now, if we go into mass adoption, which that's what this is, after the internet bubble popped, it went into mass adoption. The crypto bubble popped, and it's going into mass adoption right now. Nobody ever talks about how all the internet stocks that were valuable and had demand and real-world use cases not only recovered, but they obliterated their old all-time highs and did like 50x, 100x, 200x. They went crazy. Everybody just talks about how the internet bubble popped in the 90s or the early 2000s. And it ran up in the 90s and went really high. Nobody ever talks about the recovery that came afterwards, where the internet became a mass adopted technology. That's what crypto is going into. And for people that think mass adoption is going to look like this, you've got a surprise coming for you. Because mass adoption is going to look like this. It's going to be an extended fifth wave. We're not just going to go to like 3 trillion, 4 trillion and have a massive bear market. You got to get that idea out of your head. We're going to go into a huge bullish market. And it's going to be extremely profitable. And it's going to last longer than most people think. Why? Because they just got wrecked really quick in the last cycle. So they think it's just going to get cut off really quick. And it's going to go higher than people think for most every coin. There's going to be some coins that die. Not everything's going to succeed, especially meme coins. You have to know what you're doing with meme coins. Guys, it's like Solana meme coins and stuff. You got to understand what you're doing if you want to make money doing that. Because there's going to be meme coins that are never, ever talked about again. Every day, meme coins die. Now, I'm not saying meme coins are bad. I actually really like meme coins. If you know what you're doing, you can make stupid amounts of money trading meme coins. I'm in on Wrapped Dog right now. And I'm really, really bullish on Wrapped Dog. And I'll show you why in just a second. But right now, I want you guys to be thinking about the fact that the crypto markets are getting ready to go into mass adoption. And yet people are panic selling, expecting a big correction. I see people even trying to call the top on the entire bull market right now. And by the way, if you were here in 2017, you know that every single time, every single time there was a leg up in the market, and this happened in 2021 too, along the way up. Every time there was a leg up in the market, every correction that came, people were trying to say that that top was the top of the whole cycle. Then it would break out again, and then it would start to correct, and they'd say, oh, this is the top. And then it'd break out again, and it'd start to correct, and they'd say, oh, this is the top. And then it'd break out and have an extended fifth wave and blow everybody away and go way higher than they thought. And then it would really have a correction because it was truly overextended. And it really would be the top because you had a parabolic extended fifth wave, and extended fifth waves lead to extended corrections. That's why you get this big crash after a market cycle. This is what a market cycle looks like. Like this. You have this bullish channel kind of that starts early on where the market's getting thrown around. A lot of people are getting shaken out, buying tops, not expecting a big run. And then boom, a huge parabolic run happens. Everybody buys the top, mortgages their home, doubles down, expects it to go up forever, and it's overextended and dumps 99% or 95 or 80% or whatever, depending on what market it is. And everybody loses all their money, right? Because they didn't take profits and they don't understand the cycle. Bitcoin, right now, this 1, 2, 3, 4 wave and the total market cap that we're looking at right now is in this phase. And it just barely started to come up out of it. And yet people are trying to call the top on the cycle. Okay? You have to know what you're doing, people, if you want to make money in the markets. You can't treat this like it's just for fun. You got to actually know what you're doing. You got to learn this stuff. And if you do, you can make a lot of money in crypto. I've helped friends become millionaires, right? I have a female millionaire student. First one ever happened in 2021. So this stuff works. Market cycles, technical analysis, it works. But you have to learn it. You can't just treat this like a game and just hope that it's all going to work out for you. So, enough about the total market cap in Bitcoin. You understand I'm bullish. Obviously, you guys, people are going to disagree with me. I really don't care. They hated me when I was bearish up here. Like, actually rude in the comments. And I forgive you guys. I'm not mad, whatever. Who cares? But it's human psychology, right? So I don't care if people are mad. And by the way, in the short term, let it do its thing. If it comes back just a little bit here in the short term and finds support, don't sell. Don't panic sell. This wick right here is a bullish wick. Just like how these were taking profit wicks up here, and this was taking profit wick, and that was taking profit wick. This is a bullish wick. A wick happens because the price is getting bought back up so quickly because there's so much demand that the selling pressure can't keep pushing it lower. That's why a wick happens. That's why you get wicks in the market. But I'm bullish right now, right? In the bigger time frame. In the short term, let it have a 3-4% volatility, whatever it needs to do. Okay? Don't freak out. Let it do its thing. But in the big picture, we're ready to take off here with the crypto markets. So I want to show you a little bit about Wrapped Dog really quick because we were talking about meme coins. If you want to make money in meme coins, you have to know what you're doing. Period. Point blank. Okay? We bought Frog before Frog mooned. Frog skyrocketed. Okay? A lot of people are going to be panic selling Wrapped Dog right now. And I want to tell you that Frog, we bought Frog coin, and it's not Frog, it's Fwog, because it's spelled with a W. We bought Fwog coin while everybody else was scared, while everybody else was bearish, inside of a triangle and made a bunch of money in the VIP area. So here you go. I mean, I had one guy that put like 5K in and pulled 30K out in like a week or two. It was just insane. We bought it early on before it pumped. We bought FWOG, FWOG. So here you see this triangle here. If you know what you're doing, you can buy right here. Now let's look at Wrapped Dog. I'm giving this away for free. This is a completely free call, all right? Yeah, Wrapped Dog could go a little lower here near the bottom of this triangle. But it's in the exact same place that Frog was at before Frog broke out of its triangle and went from being worth 1 cent to 7, almost 8 cents here at the top. Now, I don't think this is going to be the top of the whole Frog market, but we do have a short-term correction taking place. I bet it finds support somewhere here near the old all-time high, like this, and actually keeps going higher because the rest of the crypto markets are going to go higher, and this is a good hold. This isn't just some random meme coin that's worthless, that's just a pump and dump. This is like buying Billy before Billy took off, or there's like real meme coins with real communities that aren't just pump and dumps. Those are the ones you want to go for, especially if they're on a major exchange like MEXC, MEXC. Wrapped Dog is on MEXC. Same with FWOG. These two setups are like prime. The difference being that Wrapped Dog is even better because it's like buying Frog before it pumped. At least right now, the opportunity is even better. Although, honestly, you should probably be holding both of them. And especially as Frog gets closer to the support level, you can buy and pick it up. But Wrapped Dog is getting ready to do the same thing. Find support, boom, just skyrocket out of this triangle pattern. You can make money trading meme coins if you know what you're doing. But yeah, a lot of them will die and never ever come back. But if you know what you're doing, you can make a lot of money. Focus on good communities. Find ones that are on major exchanges. Don't trade pump and dumps, unless you're doing like a little bit of momentum trading with really small amounts of your portfolio and getting out really quickly and taking profits. Always take profits, especially in meme coins. Okay? So yeah, you can make a lot of money trading meme coins. But yeah, that's a free setup for you guys. Wrapped Dog. It's called WDog. You can find it on Dex Screener. You'll find the contract address, and you can get some Wrapped Dog. Or buy it on MEXC or wherever you trade, right? So that one looks really good. So, oh man, we got a lot of people tuning in. What's up, Heartway? Good to see you, man. Market's dumping. When Moon. It will moon. Iron Mike, what's up, my brother? Good to see you. Rate cut happening, but why not moving yet? Okay, so it takes time for those things to be priced in, Boomly. Like you actually have to, there's a little bit of time, a period of time where stuff has to get priced into the market. Like the ETF for Ethereum, everybody thought it was going to skyrocket right then. But truly, the ETF for Ethereum will get priced into the market over the next few years. It takes time for those things to price in. So maybe that answers your question there. Hey, bro, could you look at Gari Network? I think we did this last time, and I don't remember if I could find it. I remember you've asked me like maybe almost every single stream to see if I could find it. Or maybe there's people that ask me about these coins, and sometimes there's so many coins out there that to try to get the right one, let's see if I can find it. Gari Network. All right, this one looks right. Okay, we'll take it off the log chart. So this, oh yeah, we did talk about this last time. And I told you that this is a pretty big sell-off here. It could turn around. Where is this located? What exchanges is this located on? Let's go to CoinGecko. Let's teach you how to do a little bit of research here, because you don't want to just buy random coins, people. Like if somebody tells you it's good or whatever and they try to explain and you buy into it, you got to know what you're doing. Okay, do your own research. So if we go to Gary Network here on CoinGecko and we go to markets, you can see if it's on major exchanges. Oh, it's on Mexi. That's a good sign. Okay. It's on Kraken. That's a good sign. All right. Those are good signs. You have to look at those types of things. Is it on major exchanges? Is it just some random coin some person made? Because I've made these mistakes myself, buying random meme coins, and then, you learn from that. And you can help other people save a lot of their capital, preserve a lot of their capital, and make a lot of money once you have that knowledge and sharing it with them. But yeah, you don't want to get wrecked. Nobody likes to get wrecked. It's going to happen sometimes. That's how you learn, right? But, So yeah, Gary Network is on major exchanges. This is it's pretty low here. Watch as Bitcoin starts to turn around. If it starts to break through any of these local resistance levels like 0.5 here, this could absolutely be the depression phase of the market cycle. So if you guys don't know what a market cycle chart is, I talk about this in lots of my streams, but it's just so helpful to understand this. So you can see that there's always, in every market cycle, there's hope, optimism, belief, thrill, euphoria, complacency, anxiety, denial, panic, anger, depression, disbelief. Disbelief, you guys, it's amazing to me how many people get stuck up on disbelief. That they just don't believe a new cycle's going to start because of the psychology at that point in the cycle. So anyways, the anger and the depression phase, that's a lot like what this could look like down here. This was probably anger. We're probably moving into depression right now for Gary Network. So a lot of people are going to be selling. A lot of people are going to be scared. Probably won't go like crazy low here. It just depends on where Bitcoin bottoms out in the short term. I don't think we're going to drop below 49K on Bitcoin. I think we could double bottom there. Right now, we'll just have to watch to see what happens. But watch Bitcoin and watch this resistance level, especially at 0.5 cents. Because as Bitcoin bottoms out and as you break above 0.5 cents, something that looks completely dead can start a cycle. And by the way, if you don't believe me, this is actually a fractal that I've seen before. So if you go over to Midas here and look at Midas now, right here, here's a perfect example of a market cycle, okay? This is like textbook market cycle. I was actually requested to do analysis on this in my comments yesterday, so hopefully they see this video. But you can see here's euphoria up here. Then you have this huge correction. You go into anger right here, and this is depression. So let's go back over to the market cycle chart. You can see anger, depression. Depression always goes for one more lower low. A lot of people get shaken out in the depression phase. Then it breaks out into disbelief. Midas is in disbelief right now as we speak. And the psychology of most people will be they're in disbelief that a new cycle is going to start. Just like right here in the cycle. They're in disbelief. They think it's a sucker's rally. Only dummies are buying crypto. They don't realize that Midas is getting ready to break out of this wedge structure here and head up towards the resistance, break through the resistance, and actually start a new cycle. They don't see that. They're in disbelief. Now, if we go back over to this coin, you can actually see the similarities between the point in the cycle that we're in. So this depression phase right here on Midas is the same area that we're in right now on Gary Network. So I bet that those would be the correlating points in the cycle. You can also see this huge crash right here. correlates to this huge crash right here. So it's the same type of structure in the market, by the way. And if we move this over a little bit, the difference being is that Midas is already in the disbelief phase, whereas Gari Network has not broken out into the disbelief phase. It's still in the depression phase. So Midas is a little bit ahead of time. It's a little bit further on in its cycle. It already broke out into disbelief and started to go up again. Right? You can see it already broke out of depression down here, up into disbelief, and I think it's going to start breaking out again right here, but it already started to break out right here. And Gari Network hasn't seen that yet. It's still in depression right now. So watch for a breakout and watch for it to break above 0.05 cents. But it is on major exchanges, which is huge. It's on Mexi, Gate.io, Kraken, KuCoin. That's huge. That's good. You want to see that. I think last time we looked at it, I didn't look at that. So I'm glad we ran over that today. Hopefully that's helpful for you, my friend. Any idea what the bottom will be? Yeah, so Life's a Beach Sunsets. First of all, that's quite the name. I like it. And I think the bottom is going to be 49K for Bitcoin. In the short term, it could be now. It could pull back a little bit more. But I think the bottom's going to be soon. So yeah, I don't think we'll break below 49K on Bitcoin. Bobby Powell, look at Inu for me and tell me what you think. I want to know what you think. Yeah, I think this was that Inu coin that you wanted me to check out on Dex Screener. Or that we've talked about in our one-on-one calls before. So shout out to you, Bobby. Bobby's one of my one-on-one members. Oh, nice, man. All right, yeah. So we talked about this. He's a coaching member. He's a really cool guy. So you can see here we have, yeah, we actually talked about how this was going to break out together. This is going good, man. You're probably in good profit already, dude. Nice. So we were talking about market cycles together. He actually showed me this coin and asked me about technical analysis, how to do TA on it. And we talked about how this was wave 1 and wave 2 and how we're getting ready to head into wave 3. And that was when it was down like here and here, is the 2 times I remember talking about it with you. So it was super undervalued at the time. And we're already breaking out for wave 3. We're already starting to take off here. That looks really good. So shout out to you, man. That's awesome. I think this thing's going to go a lot higher. We're just starting to get parabolic here. You can see that we have wave 1 right here, wave 2 right here. We're getting ready for our big picture wave 3 that will take us up to a new all-time high, which is why it's really starting to run up here with a lot of strength and momentum. So our Elliott wave theory is working perfectly. And yeah, that looks really good. So, and by the way, we did just break out of a horizontal channel as well. So you have this big horizontal channel here, and you can see that we were moving inside of this channel for quite some time. And we broke bullish out of that channel, which is super bullish because all of the momentum that was building up throughout the channel is now being released in the upward direction. So that looks really good here on Inu. I still think we will break above this old all-time high and head for wave 3 in the bigger picture. So hopefully that's helpful, Bob. With Bitcoin dumping and Bitcoin dominance going down, is this beneficial for alt season? Yes, I'm actually so glad you brought that up. This is super beneficial for altcoin season. So I personally think that we're going to break bearish out of this wedge. We have a lot of resistance here. We have horizontal resistance right here. So I think we will reject off this wedge, this rising wedge pattern here on Bitcoin dominance, and we should break down here with Bitcoin dominance, which is going to signal an altcoin season. Because here's the truth. Altcoin season always happens every cycle. Why? Because as excitement for crypto increases, as you get a lot of excitement in the altcoin or in the Bitcoin markets, all that money, people want to speculate. When it's in a bull market, they want to speculate, right? They want to take risk. So alt season always happens. Why? Because they want to make a bunch more money than they're going to make on Bitcoin. They know Bitcoin has a huge market cap. The idea that Bitcoin is going to see 1,000x or 100x is pretty unlikely. But the idea that Bitcoin could, go to 250,000 or 300,000 per coin, definitely possible. Is it going to 100x? Probably not. Probably pretty unlikely. Could it go to 300K? Absolutely. So in a bull market, people start speculating because they know altcoins are where they're going to make money. And I don't know about you, but that's why I do this. I love crypto. I believe in the technology. I believe in the empowerment of people having empowerment over their finances instead of being controlled by governments and overprinting and all of that crazy stuff. I believe in the technology, but when I trade and invest in this stuff, I do it for the money. That's why I do it, right? If something's going to make me money, I'll buy it. And that's how you got to think, because that's how you're going to avoid making dumb mistakes like going all in on Bitcoin and then only making like 3 times money when you could have had Solana and Phantom and Metis now and a new coin and made like 100x on your profit. A lot of people make dumb mistakes like that because they don't understand. So there's always an altcoin season in every cycle. You guys, I was here for 2017 and 2021. All right? There's always an altcoin season. This is what altcoin season looks like. Right here and right here. You can see how when alts run, Bitcoin still increases in value. But altcoins are going so much faster that Bitcoin dominance goes down. We're going to have that again. We're going to absolutely have that again this cycle. The question is, are you going to be in altcoins or are you going to be all in Bitcoin like a Bitcoin maxi and just make like make 3x your money? And I have nothing against Bitcoin. I believe in Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin is really cool. But let's be honest, every single cycle has an altcoin season. And the people that play the right altcoins make way, way more money than those people that are all in on Bitcoin because they married the coin. Never marry a coin or a stock or anything else. Trade based on patterns, based on what's going to make you money, and stick to that. Follow the money. Follow the whales and follow the money. They don't care about what people think. They care about what's going to produce profit in their account. Period. So that's what I have to say about that. Braden Oaksdale, what do you think about JP Morgan accepting XRP for mortgage payments? Over 1,000 banks added XRP Ledger this week, along with many Philippines and Japanese banks. Also US Treasury bonds. First of all, I'm super bullish on XRP. All right? XRP is awesome. XRP is going to go nuts this cycle. Get ready for it to do exactly like what happened to Bitcoin back in 2021. All right, and I can show you the structure that's going to lead to that. But first and foremost, you need to understand XRP is in a massive triangle. Now, you saw what happened to Wrapped Dog, right? You saw what happened to Wrapped Dog. And by the way, you guys, this is a new coin. I'm bullish for it to break out for Wave 3, but don't be surprised if it tests support right here. See it pulling back a little bit. Don't be surprised if it tests the support level, okay? Before it takes off for Wave 3, before it goes higher. But anyway, so back to FWOG coin, FWOG, because it's spelled with a W. FWOG. You can see this triangle here, okay? If you don't know about triangles, triangles are super powerful. It's definitely something you need to understand about trading and investing. You can see how they can get to the very end of the triangle and just be like almost dead, low volatility, nobody cares. They're all giving up on it. They think it's going to go lower. And then boom, it breaks bullish and goes nuts. We played this, by the way, in our VIP area. I told everybody Frog Coin was one of the top 3 Solana meme coins to put in their portfolio. Top 3. And I made that call right here, by the way. Right here. I even put my grandma's money in and she made a bunch of money. Like not all of her portfolio or anything, but she made a bunch of money on Frog right here. So that was fun. Okay. So if you don't know about triangles, learn. Because these triangles are really powerful. And you can see how when Frog got to the end of the triangle, low volatility, bouncing around, looks dead. Look at XRP right now. Low volatility, bouncing around, looks dead. But when it breaks out, it's going to break out. And you guys are going to be blown away. And by the way, if you don't know, Bitcoin did the same exact thing in 2021. This is so powerful to understand. Like if people understood this, they would not be bearish on XRP right now. They would not be bearish on XRP. They'd be bullish. Look at this. Bitcoin did the exact same thing. There's no difference in these two charts. The only difference is whether you're going to be able to play it or not because of whether you're too stubborn to buy it or whether you're actually going to buy it or not. That's the difference. Okay, XRP is going to go nuts this cycle. Point blank. Bitcoin Cash, please. Yeah, let's do Bitcoin Cash. Honestly, my Bitcoin Cash analysis is pretty much the same as my last analysis on it. So if you saw that, then it's going to be probably kind of the same stuff I've talked about in previous videos I made about it. But when you understand these markets a little bit more, you start to learn about accumulation cycles and how something can go sideways. Oops, type that a little quickly here. Accumulation. So there's an accumulation cycle for pretty much every single coin. And what that means is that either it's a triangle, like this is an accumulation pattern on Frog, this triangle, or like how we were just looking at XRP, how there's a big triangle on XRP. That is an accumulation pattern. There's different ones that can occur in the market. With Bitcoin Cash, I think we're going to break the old all-time high and head to a new all-time high, up above the old one that happened in 2017. Why do I think that? Well, it's because of accumulation patterns. First of all, Bitcoin Cash has a ridiculous amount of volume. It's one of the top coins. It's well known, has a huge community, a big amount of supporters. It's on major exchanges. There's all of the technical reasons as far as demand goes to have the amount of demand that's required to do this, for it to do this. Now, from a charting perspective, let's talk about what that's going to look like. Because from a charting perspective, if we look at Litecoin and Bitstamp, you'll see what I'm talking about here. Or not on Bitstamp, it's actually Bitfinex. So if you go to Litecoin on Bitfinex, you guys are going to see that Litecoin has been one of those early coins. It's been around for a long time. So you can actually study its accumulation cycle. You can look at the way that it behaved on Bitfinex back in the day when it was also a coin that nobody really knew about, when people weren't really talking about it, when it was being accumulated by big players, when it was under the radar, when people didn't care. You can look at that. You can compare these two charts and see what What are the similarities between these two charts? What kind of structure is the market making right now that we've seen historically, previously? Now, it's not going to be easy to convince people of this because, like I said, the market cycle is very powerful. So when you've gone through a long accumulation pattern, it looks like it's been going sideways forever. It looks dead to people. They think it's dead. And that's why you buy it, because the big players have been accumulating the whole time, just like how they did with Litecoin from 2014 all the way till 2017. Okay. So you can see that the same structure is in the market here. The same structure on Bitcoin Cash as Litecoin. So what does this entail? Well, this entails that Bitcoin Cash is getting ready to do a 2017 like Litecoin run. So in 2017, Litecoin ran from being worth $4 all the way up to a new all-time high, up at $350 per coin was the top. Because it had a huge accumulation cycle. It was being accumulated. It was under the radar. A lot of retail investors never, they would have been bearish on it. They wouldn't have thought that it could break out. And it was being accumulated by big whales and big players. Just like Bitcoin Cash right now. It's the same market structure. It's the exact same thing. So yeah, do I think Bitcoin Cash is going to break out, head up to new all-time highs, push up through resistance, and go nuts, all while Bitcoin is going to 300K per coin? Yes, I do. Do I think Bitcoin Cash is going to overtake Bitcoin? That's a whole different conversation that I'm not going to get into today. But I will tell you from a technical perspective, Bitcoin Cash, while Bitcoin is going to 300K, can easily make a new all-time high. Can easily break out above that $5,000 level. It's actually just under 5K, 4,200. Here was the old all-time high. It can break out above that old all-time high, skyrocket, and when Bitcoin corrects, and when the rest of the market starts a bear market again, it will too. But in the meantime, I think we're going to skyrocket on Bitcoin Cash. So that's my view on Bitcoin Cash. I know I'm going to say things that people get mad about, but it's just the name of the game, whatever. I can't really stop that. So appreciate your confidence and positivity. I won't be shaken out or fudded out. Thank you. I appreciate that. Stronghold. I don't know what that is. GHX. Yeah, we can do that. That looks like a good one. And by the way, you guys, keep your smiles on. Keep your focus on the markets. Get ready for big things to come. Don't believe the FUD. Don't get shaken out. Exactly like what Connie said. She's not getting shaken out. She's not going to get fudded out of the market. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Don't let the big whales take your money. Ride the market along with them. Don't let the big whales take your money. Because that's what they'll do. If you panic sell into the bottom, they're going to buy up your sell orders with all their liquidity. They're going to buy up all your coins for dirt cheap. And then you're going to lose a bunch of money and they're going to make a bunch of money. All right? That's what happens. So GHX or Gamercoin looks really good. This is a bull flag pattern. This looks really good. This bullish flag. As you can see, we actually broke out of, here's the anger phase right here. Here's the depression phase. We broke bullish out of it. And now I think we're going to take off here, start to move up towards the old all-time high or the local high here and make a 1, 2, and a 3 wave here for Gamercoin. This one looks really good. I like this setup a lot. This looks nice. So watch this coin. And again, you guys, in the short term, we could break out. We could go slightly lower. Don't let the whales take your money. I personally think 49K is going to be the bottom on Bitcoin. if that's true, these coins are not going to go very much lower, if any. So don't get shaken out. Everybody always back here, before the summer correction happened, everybody wanted to buy crypto. Everybody wanted to buy. Now that a correction's happened and everything's dirt cheap, everybody's acting like just really ridiculous and they all want to sell. Like, come on, you guys. What happened to wishing a pullback could happen so they could buy and pick it up cheap? They're always like, oh, well, if a pullback happens, I'll just pick more up cheap. That's what they always say because they're bullish and they just think it's going to keep taking off and they think that they're going to be able to buy the dip. No, when the dip actually happens, you're probably going to panic sell because you don't have your head on straight, right? When the dip happens, buy cheap. Buy cheap, okay? Buy cheap. It's not that hard. Do I trade leverage? No, I don't trade leverage. Well, a little bit, but not like every day. I trade on Apex. I don't trade like centralized exchanges. So the way I trade leverage is to buy. I have open leverage positions right now, but I'm not like a day trader. What I do is I'll buy and I'll trade for like 2 weeks. I'll buy like in a big dip and I'll hold for like 2 weeks. And that could make me $2,000, $3,000 profit. But I'm not like day trading leverage. I'm not in and out every day. I don't play with it all the time or anything. And if I do, I use usually 2.5x leverage. So I'm not using a lot of leverage. And I do try to use stop losses. Especially if I'm in profit, you can set a break-even stop loss or even a stop loss in profit. And you can make a lot of money trading leverage. But no, I don't day trade leverage and I don't do it a lot. I've mainly been trading meme coins lately. And yeah, that's kind of where I've been at in recent weeks. But no, I'm not like a big leverage trader. If I do trade leverage, which like I said, I'm open on positions right now, the way you want to do that is you want to have like 1% or like 5% of your portfolio in leverage. Very small amount. And then you can make like a lot off of a little. Like a lot off a little. But if you try to put a lot on, you're probably going to lose it all. So put a little in and make a lot. That's how you trade leverage. Is the 4-year cycle theory on BTC still valid? All right. 4-year cycle theory, I don't believe in it. Okay. If you go look at the BLX chart, it disproves itself. Now, I don't have anything against people that believe in the 4-year cycle theory, but I don't find it to be helpful or valid. The chart itself disproves it. The first cycle is not a 4-year cycle. It's completely different. The second cycle is pretty close to a 4-year cycle, but not quite. Then these two are really close to a 4-year cycle, but not quite. So it doesn't happen every time. This was not a 4-year cycle. This was close, this was, and this was. Okay. Now, what I personally think is happening with Bitcoin is we're headed into a mass adoption phase. One of the reasons you can know 4-year cycle isn't real also is XRP chart. So let's look at the XRP chart and I'll show you a little bit about the way this works. So if we go to the XRP chart on the 1-month time frame and we go to a regular instead of a logarithmic chart, and we compare XRP to itself. So we have XRP to the left, and then we're going to put XRP again on the chart over here on the right. But this time, we're actually going to look at the very first XRP cycle ever. So the way markets work is they're fractal in nature. Markets are fractal, they repeat in all time frames. Those fractals happen over and over again. A fractal is just a fancy name for a geometrical pattern that's self-consistent and repeating in all time frames. In the case of markets, it's all time frames. In the case of the world, it's the microcosm and the macrocosm. Right? A great example of fractals is seashell. I always use this example. But seashell and galaxy fractal. And if you look at, let's see, seashell, galaxy, Fibonacci. Okay, here we go. If you look at a seashell, it's a fractal of a galaxy, the way galaxies have a Fibonacci toroidal spin, and also the way weather patterns have a toroidal Fibonacci spin. So that's a fractal. It's the same in the microcosm as in the macrocosm. That's what a fractal is. It's found all throughout nature. It's a mathematical sequence. Fibonacci is a mathematical sequence, but these fractals are also mathematical patterns that are self-consistent and repeating across the microcosm and the macrocosm. But in crypto and in stocks and in charts, it's the small time frame and the big time frame. That's what a fractal is. So you can see here that XRP is a fractal of XRP. It's the same thing, right? It's the same structure. So we're getting ready to have a big moon on XRP like we talked about earlier, just like what happened right here. It's a fractal of itself, but you can disprove the Fourier cycle theory by finding out that the first XRP cycle was 1, 2, 3, 4 years long before it took off. This one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years long. So this is twice as big as the first cycle. It's not another 4-year cycle. This is twice as big as the previous cycle. So the cycle that we're headed into is going to be twice as big. So I think we're going to be bullish for actually a double cycle, for twice the size of the last cycle. So that's how I look at that. So yeah. Cool. Well, awesome, you guys. Thank you for taking your time to tune into today's live stream. I appreciate you. Got a lot of friends that tuned in, a lot of viewers, a lot of people that I really am thankful for. VIP members, free Discord members, free viewers. Shout out to all of you, especially my VIP members. I love you guys. And yeah, if you want to learn more about this stuff, apply for the mastermind, link in the description box below, and learn how to do this stuff yourself. And I look forward to seeing you guys in future live streams. As always, stay profitable out there.